It doesn't matter how big your team is, if they're pulling in different directions, you're not going to get anywhere. So I'm going to teach you the 5 pillars of teamwork. Hi, it's Ulysses here from SSW TV. I want to talk to you today about teamwork. I know everyone talks about teamwork, but this is a topic that's so important. You've probably been in good teams and in bad teams, and sometimes it's hard to know what the defining features were that took you in the right direction or took your team to success or failure. But luckily, there's a guy called Patrick Lencioni who's written a book on the topic that's really good. And as a Scrum Master, I've used his parables a lot of times to explain to teams where they're falling down. So I'm going to take you through that today. It's the 5 dysfunctions of a team. I'm going to turn it around and talk about the 5 pillars of teamwork. So the first one is trust and vulnerability. It's really important that you are comfortable with your team. You're able to trust them and you're able to be vulnerable with them. Because what that allows you to do is say things like, I don't know, I'm not sure how to do this, I'm stuck, I need help. Someone asks you a question and you're able to, instead of doing the, oh yeah, I think I know that one, you're able to comfortably say, I'm sorry, I've got no idea. You can get training, you can fill gaps in your knowledge and in your team's knowledge, because when you are vulnerable with your team, that gives them permission to be vulnerable with you as well. It also opens up conversations. So number 2 is healthy conflict. When your team trusts each other and are willing to be vulnerable with each other, it allows you to have furious debate about specific issues that your team challenges that your team is facing, where there's no ad hominem attacks, you're not attacking each other, you're only attacking the issue. You're trying to figure out together the best way forward. No one's going to be sitting back and thinking, you know, they can figure it out, I don't care. They're not going to listen to me anyway. Whatever stories they might have in their head around the topic will just go away and they'll put their whole self into the argument, and you can do the same. So with that healthy conflict, you're going to be able to hash out the problems properly and figure out, number 3, a decision that you can commit to. So commitment to decisions is the 3rd item. And again, a team that's fully hashed out an issue, no one's held back, everyone feels fully heard, are going to come to a decision that it's more likely that everyone can get behind. So if they can all commit to the decision, then they can all make sure that they're pushing it forward fully. This leads me to number 4, which is accountability. And I would say that this is probably the most important layer. If everything else is working and you're able to hold yourself accountable, hold each other accountable, and be willing to be held accountable to those decisions that you all came up with together, then that means that you're going to be pushing each other to succeed. You're going to make sure that the decisions you came up with are ones that you're taking ownership of and making sure actually go through. This leads me lastly to number 5, which is attention to results. So it's all well and good that you made the decision to go a certain way and then you held each other accountable to that decision, but what if it was the wrong decision? Okay, you're not going to have any blame around this because you won't feel like you were spoken over, you had the full debate. You're able to look at those results without pointing fingers and say, we went in the wrong direction or we went in the right direction, measure your results, and then pivot the team to go in a different direction if needed for the next one. So we have a great rule on this. We'll put the URL, the link there below. I'd love your feedback on it. It's Ulysses from SSW TV. Thanks very much.